Hello, friends. Welcome to Surviving Tomorrow, a podcast, newsletter, and publication about navigating life in an age of democratic destruction, ecological collapse, and economic irrelevance. Now available for free on Substack, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, and YouTube. If you'd like to win a book and win $100 in free cryptocurrency, or you're a visual learner and want to read along to this podcast, head over to jaredabrock.substack.com. Life as a dad is amazing. Concord Thoreau Brock is killing it. I don't know how parents aren't screaming at the top of their lungs all the time, have a baby. Babies are amazing. Such a challenge and such a joy. Thank you all for your cards and gift cards and encouragement and letters and meals. We felt really loved these past few weeks, and we are absolutely in love with our little baby boy. Today, I am celebrating an important anniversary. It has been exactly 10 years since I've shopped at Walmart. I grew up in a pretty granola town in Ontario, Canada, full of hippies, Green Party members, etc. For many years, the good folk of our town fought against those corporate invaders from Bentonville, Arkansas, in hopes of protecting our local businesses, consumers, the environment, and democracy. My childhood mind is imprinted with images of signs and protesters, all telling Walmart to shove off. Walmart, of course, eventually shoved its way into town by lobby-bribing our city councilors and provincial legislators. After all, this is the same company that rammed a superstore into the shadow of a millennia-old Mexican pyramid. My city's Walmart was installed on the northern edge of town, set way back off the road, behind the Woodlawn Cemetery. 20 years later, when Walmart opened a second store in a prime location right beside the mall, no one made a sound. The corporate colonizers had taken control. Walmart is horrible for society, or as the kids say, it's problematic. And not problematic in the sense of offending a delicate teenager's feelings. We're talking actual, major, global, systemic problems. Number one, Walmart savages local economies. Walmart is so big that it actually runs a trade deficit with China. And that deficit is so big that over a 5-year period, it drained an estimated 200,000 American jobs. By the way, if you'd like to see statistics for all this, check out the show notes at jaredabrock.substack.com. Number two, Walmart treats its employees like garbage. Honestly, the Walton family probably treats their dogs better. This is the same company, after all, that tried to turn a profit off of its deceased employees by buying dead peasants insurance. But even the living ones are suffering. 70% of Walmart employees leave in the first year. The company has engaged in all sorts of illegal union-busting activities. Walmart has more employees on food stamps than almost any company in history. Number three, Walmart costs communities a boatload of tax dollars. Obviously, Walmart lobby bribes politicians for all the tax breaks and shady benefits they can extract, just like every other major corporation. But Walmart's incessant cost cutting also means they shunt their own security costs to local police forces, who have to respond to an absurd amount of calls. In just 4 counties, police departments logged over 16,000 calls to Walmart locations in just 1 year. In other words, taxpayers are not only funding Walmart employees' breakfast, lunches, and suppers, we're also paying the company's security bill. Number 4, Walmart destroys local competition. Never mind quality, service, humanity, or net planetary benefit. In the world of winner-take-all corporatism, whoever has the deepest pockets survives. Much like John D. Rockefeller's Standard Oil and Jeff Bezos' Amazon, the Walton family's Walmart practices predatory underpricing to drive local businesses to bankruptcy. In fact, it will often open up 2 stores if it knows it can kill the competition quicker, eventually abandoning one of its Walmart locations once they're in total control, thereafter making shoppers eat the cost by driving further for the things they want and need. Walmart has abandoned more than 25 million square feet of stores so far, some of which have been torn down at taxpayers' expense. Number 5, Walmart enriches authoritarian regimes. Let's be honest, we all know it. The biggest box store in America is one of the least American things in America. Walmart estimates that over 70% of its employers are based in China. Now it's starting to pivot into Modi's India for cheap products made by exploited laborers with few environmental protections. Walmart's overseas law arbitrage has led to hundreds of deaths, child slavery, the abuse of women, disability discrimination, and thousands of other human rights abuses. Oh, and they also have at least $76 billion stashed away in 15 tax havens, doing everything in their power to avoid paying any of the costs of civilization while extracting as much profit as possible. Not to get too philosophical, but now that you're aware of these facts, consciously continuing to shop at Walmart is an immoral act. That's what happened to me. I learned the truth. After that, I couldn't in good conscience continue to enrich them. Walmart is, like all multinational corporations, a predator alien species that should not be kept alive any longer. I say we kill it, because Walmart is deeply anti-human, and it's entirely stoppable. The fix is frightfully simple. Just stop shopping at Walmart. It's really that straightforward. Over a decade ago, I watched a documentary called Walmart, The High Cost of Low Prices, and I decided to actually do something about it. People spent more than $500 billion at Walmart last year, but the corrupt company didn't get $1 from me. After all, I know how the game actually works. Everyone except minorities, prisoners, and whoever else Mitch McConnell doesn't like gets one vote every 4 years to participate in the charade of democracy, while corporations funnel billions in dark money to select the false dichotomy Republican-Democrat candidates of their choosing. Meanwhile, those of us who are actually awake don't bother wasting any time at the ballot box, and instead invest/vote 20 to 50,000 times per year with a voting currency that actually matters and makes a difference. We vote with our dollars. I'm not saying it's easy to stop shopping at Walmart if you're legitimately poor. Not cheap, legitimately poor. After all, Walmart perfected the race to the bottom, and desperate people in dire straits can barely afford to shop anywhere else. But that's the point, isn't it? The entire point of multinational corporations is to shatter local resilience and self-reliance, disconnecting people from land and place and generational skill sets, creating a system of utter dependency on corporations. From that perspective, almost no sacrifice is too great in order to regain communal sovereignty. For all those of us who are a shade above destitute, we must start paying the price for those who genuinely can. As one of my commenters, Russ Linton, put it, we need to starve these megastore beasts as much as possible, deprive them of profit, of workers, and reclaim our lives. It's the only way we'll ever all be able to become free. So go local. Seriously, just make the choice and do it. For the past 10 years, I've been putting my money where my mouth is. The first step was just to become a horrible corporate citizen and just radically scale back my consumption. In addition to simply not shopping, I don't own a phone, and in the past 3 years I've only purchased 5 pairs of socks and 1 pair of jeans. My localization efforts include the following. Only going to local restaurants 99% of the time. There's only one chain restaurant in my town, so this one's admittedly easy. My favorite place is a Mexican joint run by my friend Laura. We get our grass-fed beef and lamb from Robert and his parents, who own a farm beside my wife's office. We walk to the local farm shop to buy organic vegetables and sourdough bread from La Luna and the other hippie types who dig them from the ground and bake them in the ovens. We collect our organic milk from our doorstep every Monday morning, delivered by Getawin. Yes, we have a milkman. It's extremely affordable and amazing. We pop in to see Catherine and her amazing team at our local corner shop for organic eggs. And we see Marie at the Tuesday market for honey and jam and apple juice. Full disclosure, I still haven't kicked my Amazon habit, but I mostly buy my books used from third-party resellers located within a few 100-mile radius. But as you can see, most of our shopping is human scale and relational. It's not as easy as popping over to a giant shop at Walmart, but it's easier on the economy and the planet and my community. It's also easier on the future. Plus, it's fun. Money and time well spent and friendships made. And it allows me to vote for the kind of world I actually want to live in. You know, one without Walmarts. Thanks for listening to Surviving Tomorrow. We are 100% follower supported, so please head over to jaredbrock.com to partner with us as a patron. If you think this episode is important, all I ask is that you email the link to your friends or share it on social media. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.